Welcome back to my channel. Today I have a winged liner tutorial for you, and not just any winged liner. I'm going to show you how to slay the winged liner. So if you guys have trouble getting your winged liner just really perfect looking, real precise, I have a whole bunch of tips and tricks for you in this video to show you how I personally do it and get it real, just, you know, precise looking. Today I'm going to be using a gel liner. I'm using my favorite at the moment, which is the Maybelline Eye Studio Black Gel Liner. This is a drugstore liner. It's very affordable. This will last you absolutely forever. I feel like this was right around $10, maybe a little less when I bought it. It really has lasted me such a long time. So, and I'm like not even completely out of it. I don't even know when I bought this. Not only that, but it has stayed a really nice consistency. It has not dried out. I do obviously keep the lid on really tightly, but aside from that, it has stayed very nice and a good texture. It is super duper black and it applies very smoothly. So I'm not gonna make this intro too obnoxiously long. We're gonna just jump right into it. So if you guys wanna see how I personally do my winged liner, then just stay tuned and I'm gonna show you how I do it. Okay, so for my liner today, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Maybelline Eye Studio. I don't know why I was blanking on the name for a minute there. The Maybelline Eye Studio Black Gel Liner, and I'm going to just be using a little brush that came with a Milani gel liner. I have like 6 of these just kind of like floating around through my brushes, and I just really like the small, tiny little precise tip. When I'm going to be doing a wing liner, I really like to be working with a smaller brush. It's way easier for me personally. I just feel like you can get really precise and really nice clean lines. So that is just what I prefer. Actually, you know what, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm pretty sure that this gel liner comes with one. I don't know if it's exactly like this, but I'm pretty sure it's very close. So anyway, I just pick up a tiny little amount of product. I like to work very minimally, just kind of in sections. I don't like to do too much at once. So what I always do is I start right here at the middle of my eye. And that just gives me a kind of a guideline for how thick the line is going to be, and then I can kind of go forward and then to the side. That's just how I like to do it. And I take this brush sideways. I don't do it like this, I do it like this. That way I just feel like I can control my line a little bit better. And I try to do really smooth strokes and then, you know, just kind of slowly bring it inwards. You've got to have kind of the right amount of product on your brush too, because if there's too little, you're gonna kind of drag the liner and it's going to kind of like hop over little creases on your lid and it's not going to glide real well. So you want to make sure that you have not too little but not too much on your brush, and that really just takes practice. I can't give you a real good way to judge that. It just really is trial and error. So what I always do is I slowly kind of extend it both ways until I get the full line. So I'm gonna bring it inwards just here a little. And I do keep my eye open, obviously, so I can see what I'm doing. Alright, so once I've brought it all the way in, this is the time where I go ahead and extend it outward. What I do to make sure I have a nice little point on this brush is I just take it and dip it into the product sideways and then just kind of drag it on the side here, just so that the brush is at a nice clean little point when I go to do the wing with it. Alright, so then I start from literally where the point of my eye is right here, and then I just go outwards. And I keep a pretty good amount of pressure right here, and then as I move outward, I just slowly let up on the pressure so that it really flicks out nicely. And the line just kind of like fades off into nothing. So that is kind of my guideline for how I start. And then when you're bringing the line back in, this is my biggest tip, I suppose. I don't think anything I'm telling you is really new information, but my biggest tip is to not start all the way out here to bring it in. Start a little bit like right here versus out there. That way the end still stays really, really soft and feathered outwards. You see what I mean? You just don't take it all the way out and then you start bringing it in right there and then create a triangle right here. Now that you have that kind of asymmetrical triangle created, then the easy part is you just dip back in. Again, make sure you have your brush fully loaded, and then we're just going to go ahead and fill that wing in. Okay, so that is what it looks like completed. And now if there's any little spots that you might want to touch up, like right there, it just looks a little thin for me. Right here, it looks like it just kind of dips a little bit. I'm just real nitpicky. You do not have to be nitpicky like that. If you think this looks good once you're done with this and you don't want to go back and fix anything, by all means, just leave it. Honestly, one of the worst things you can do, you see those little memes all over Instagram and, you know, just little pictures kind of making fun of everybody who does this, but once you're done with your winged liner and then you're like, oh, I want to fix this, I want to fix this, I want to fix this, and then you end up with this honkin' thing, and then it just looks worse than when you started if you would have just left that little minor mistake, air quotes, in your eyes. So the worst thing you can do is overwork a wing. Really, I mean, this would probably be fine, but like I said, I'm just really nitpicky like this. So I am just going to go right here and then just kind of sharpen that up and feather it out a little more. Just like that. I don't even know if you can tell a difference on what I just did, but again, like I said, I'm just kind of nitpicky. If you want, this does dip a little bit right here. If you prefer more of a straight wing, you can go ahead and do that. I am going to straighten it out just a tiny bit, not major. Alright, and that is basically it for my winged liner. Like I said, I wish I had some better tips and tricks, but really slow and steady wins the race when you're doing your winged liner. The best thing that I can recommend you do is just keep a very steady hand. If you need to, stabilize your elbow onto a flat surface, or even hold your elbow with your other hand. Just using a really tiny little precise brush helps so much. Anything that comes to a really nice point like this, I feel like so many eyeliner brushes can just be a little bit too thick, so if you find anything that can just come to a point sideways like that really nicely, I feel like those work the best. So yeah, those are really my tips and tricks. Just start small, do little tiny strokes, connect all the dots, and then, you know, just outline your shape first and then go back and fill it in. Don't worry about filling it in as you go. I feel like for me, that's when I made the most mistakes, is when I was trying to make too thick of lines too quickly. And you just don't need to do that. You can go back in and fill it in, no problem. So that is what the completed liner looks like. I have on some of my favorite lashes. You guys have noticed I've been wearing these a ton, but they are just literally everything. They give me life because they complement this wing liner so well. They are the iconic lashes from House of Lashes. And no, I'm not sponsored. I buy them just like everybody else does. I just really like these lashes, you guys. So these are the ones that I've been wearing most frequently. Like I said, they complement a winged liner like this absolutely beautifully. So if you have not tried these lashes out, I do highly recommend them. They are wonderful. So that is it for this quickie little tutorial. I just wanted to share and pass along some of my tips and tricks of the trade. If you have issues with liner, particularly gel takes a while to get used to the consistency of. So if you don't quite have it yet, just keep working with it, you'll get it. I have so many people tell me that they have such a hard time with it, and it really does take practice. When I started using mine, it was like all over the place and it was just not cute. So don't be discouraged if you have just gotten into gel liner and it's not working for you, or even if you've been trying it for quite a while and it's still not working for you. Just try different techniques and see what ends up working for your eye shape. This gel liner might not work for everybody. This is just my favorite one at the moment. There are plenty of other ones out there. So if you're watching any of my other tutorials and I do a quick liner and I don't really go too in depth, I'm hoping that this video will help you guys out and kind of be a reference point so that I don't have to spend too much time on the liner in my tutorials, because then that just kind of makes them really long and nobody likes that. Don't forget to thumbs up if you liked this video. It really helps me out a lot. And also subscribe to my channel for future videos. If you guys have any requests or anything that you'd like to see from me coming up, leave them in a comment down below. I will definitely get on those. Also too, if you have any questions about how I did this or anything that I did that you're not quite sure of or not really understand, feel free to leave me a comment and I will do my best to get back to you as quickly as possible. Otherwise, thank you again for watching. I love you guys so much, and I will see you next time. Love y'all.